Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I have a brand new pick a card for you guys today, and today we are answering a yes or no question of yours. So basically how today's reading is going to work, it's not on a particular topic. The topic really is your choice. Before I begin today's reading and the introduction of the piles and everything, I'd like you guys to think on a yes or no question that you would like to ask. A yes or no question that you want to have answered. So just kind of take a moment to kind of say like a little prayer in your heart and ask that yes or no question. But it has to be in the form of yes or no. Not like where, not when, not how, not why, not any of those. A yes or no question, because whatever that yes or no question is, regardless of topic, whether it's life, love, career, anything, we are going to dive in and basically find out yes or no is pretty much the goal, and kind of, I guess, whatever other information that we need to know dealing with your question. So that's basically what is happening here for today's reading. Anyway, before I do begin, just a quick little reminder, you guys, to leave a comment down below because that always helps me out a lot. And subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know when future videos are on their way. And also that way then you guys will know when I go live. And speaking of which, I do go live every Monday and Friday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. So I hope to see you guys there. You guys can get in a little reading whenever I go live, because that's what I do when I go live. So you guys are welcome to come on out for one of those. And I am also open and available for private readings as well. So if you resonate with me as a reader, you enjoy the way that I do my thing here and everything, feel free to contact me for that too. If maybe you don't want to jump in on a live and you have multiple questions you want to ask, or you really want me to just like deep dive into a situation, or you just want to keep things confidential, that's what a private reading is perfect for. So feel free to contact me for those. And pretty much any and all information that you need to know is in the description box down below, whether it's about live readings or private readings or ways to contact me, my other social sites I'm on. So pretty much everything that you need to know is there. So just a quick little 411 before we jump into things here. But yeah, otherwise I appreciate you being here. So like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. And I'm going to jump into our pile introductions right now so you guys can choose what pile you want to go with. All right, so pile number one, we have a few little crystal towers. You know what? I know I have the name of this one somewhere. Hold on. It's not what is the name of it? I have the little box that it came in right here. I want to make sure I give you guys the right name. Some of them I'm not 100% sure what they are, but I know some of them I do know what they are. Okay, I know what this one is now. I just looked on its information from the box. I was like, I probably should have checked that before I started this introduction. So this one is golden hematite. So it's golden hematite. It's a little tower. But this one is golden hematite. If you want to know what golden hematite does, let me see if there's any little information here on the package. It deals with the crown chakra. I'm just kind of like reading through the information really quickly here, kind of skimming through it. It's a powerful healing crystal, deals with the crown chakra, so yeah, I guess if you want to know more information on golden hematite, you can always Google it, but it has to do with the crown chakra and, has lots of good healing energy, as all crystals do. But this one is pile number one. Pile number two, we have this fun moon-shaped crystal, and it has like this little sparkly area right in the middle there. I think that's so cool. I'm not 100% sure what it is. I want to say it's like some kind of aura quartz, honestly. I know that they have the information somewhere, but then they don't send you home with the information to remind you like what the crystal is. I do believe it's some kind of angel or quartz of some kind. It's just in the shape of a moon. So that one's pile 2. Pile 3, I feel like I'm getting worse and worse with explaining what these are. I don't remember what this one is at all. I'm just being perfectly honest, but it's a nice little tower. It's a nice little crystal tower. It's got some like little black markings in it. I don't know. If you know what it is, feel free to comment down below because maybe you can help educate me a little bit on these crystals. But this little white and speckled with black tower crystal is pile 3. And pile number 4, I want to say is like some kind of blue aura quartz. I'm assuming, I'm guessing. You don't take it as Bible because I could be wrong, but it's almost like a little tower. It's like a little tower clump because it's not a straight up tower kind of like the other two. It's like a little clump. That's the best way I can describe it. It's like a little, almost looks kind of like a little iceberg or something that would just be like sitting there. But yeah, this blue one is pile number 4. I feel like I just did a very crappy job of explaining these crystals, but that's okay. Whatever one is meant to stand out to you will. So yeah, pick the crystal that resonates with you, or the pile number, or the timestamp down below that stands out, however it is that works for you in choosing your pile working the best. Anyways, we are officially going to get started now on these piles, and we're going to start here with pile number 1, the golden hematite tower. Hi, pile 1. If you chose the golden hematite tower, then this is going to be the reading for you to find out basically yes or no to the answer to your question. We're just going to dive into that there and see what's going on. So we have quite a few cards here to go through. I'm going to start off with your spiritual AF card. So these are kind of fun. I think they might actually be technically part of a game or something, but I saw these at Barnes and Noble a while ago, and I just thought that they were like pretty cool. So the front part says, just look at that thing. It's lovely AF, right? You're welcome. So there could be something in your life that maybe you need to look at almost from a different perspective and a different viewing lens. You know, try to look and find the awesomeness in everything. Like, let's say you get a flat tire or something like that on the road. That's not necessarily fun, no, but you could always look at it differently and find the beauty in it somehow, because there's beauty in everything. And on the other side we have, look at the effing moon. I would swear I would say the word, but I don't want to like get in trouble with YouTube or you know, lose monetization when I get it or whatever. But yeah, look at the effing moon. So, you know, the moon is pretty powerful. It's pretty awesome. And you know, it's really funny, like the last couple of nights when I've taken my dog out to go potty before bed, like the moon has literally looked orangey lately. Like every time I go out, it looks orange, and it's not even like low in the sky. It's like high in the sky and looking orange, like a harvest moon kind of thing. And I'm like, what is going on with that? But yeah, the moon can definitely be very spectacular. It can be very mysterious. The moon is just super cool. So that's just a little bit of extra 411, which is good to know. Anyway, we have some angel oracle card answers here, and I know that there's usually like some yes or no kind of stuff that comes through in these cards, which is why I chose these cards specifically for this type of question. Whether you get a straight up yes or no is yet to be seen. We're going to find out, but either way, hopefully we'll figure it out and find out what we're leaning towards here, yes or no. So we have opportunity, perfect timing, a year from now. So there is timing in here a little bit. Communicate clearly, be assertive, and you're ready. Okay, so here's what I'm getting from this grouping here. Right off the bat, I'm going to say that the answer to your question is likely a yes. So, I know you didn't get a straight up like Y-E yes on the cards, but I do believe that the answer is yes. Now, as for a little bit of extra 411 on how that yes is going to unfold, here's kind of what I'm getting from this grouping here. All right, number one, with you're ready, I feel like this is probably something that you've been waiting on for a long time already. And it's something that you've been preparing for. And from your perspective, you feel like you are ready. Like, yes. Like, yeah, I'm so glad I got a yes because I'm ready. Let's do this now. I'm ready now. So I feel like you are basically saying that you are ready. And in some ways, you are ready. But I do believe there is a little bit more preparation coming before this is a full-blown, okay, it's happening, it's a thing, officially kind of thing, because you guys do have a year from now. So you may have a yes, but you may not see whatever this situation is, whatever this thing is, whether it's like getting the perfect job or working out a relationship or whatever it is, you may not actually see that fully manifest until a year from now. I feel like whatever's going on from here until a year from now, it could be like a building point. It could be like a crescendo to that, but it'll fully complete itself a year from now. And the reason why it has to be a year from now is because that's when the timing is going to be perfect. It's about perfect timing. The thing is, it's like this amazing thing, whatever it is, if it were to happen now, if it were to happen too early, it wouldn't be as good as what it could be when it's fully ready. You know, sometimes you got to look at your dreams and your desires as like a fruit, you know? Like if you pick it now when it's not fully ready, when it's not completely ripe, it's not going to be as good. Just like, you know, you don't want to eat it when it's gone bad and it's gone stale and it's got mold and all this other kind of stuff. It's almost like trying to eat an avocado because there's like, out of all the foods in the world, at least to me, the avocado is probably the most tricky to figure out in terms of timing because, you know, if you try to eat it too early, it's still like really hard. And then it's like you can't really eat it. But then it's like if you wait a minute after it's already been perfect, all of a sudden it's black on the inside and you can't eat it. So it's like there's that perfect moment with an avocado. And it's like this dream of yours is like an avocado basically. But I do believe that you guys will open it and eat it in that right moment. So it really is about perfect timing, but it seems like that perfect timing, like I said, is probably a year from now, and that's probably when the opportunity is going to open up for it to happen. Whatever that opportunity is, it could be, if it's a relationship thing, it could be the window of opportunity opens for communication with this person. That's maybe when they become the most vulnerable and the most open and the most available to actually work this out with you. Or if it's like a job, you know, yeah, you could be, you know, working on stuff and, you know, applying for jobs and that kind of thing now, but the opportunity that you really want, like the job that you really want, whatever it is, that may not actually completely come forward until a year from now, and that's when that opportunity will finally happen. So it's all about timing, the right opportunity, probably a year from now. I do feel like in the meantime, though, you guys need to be assertive about what it is that you really want. You need to get clear about that. Because a lot of the times, like this may be the thing that you may need to work on where you're not completely ready. You feel like you're ready, and in a lot of ways you are ready, but there may be a few more things to work out, and this could be one of them. One of them could be being assertive with the universe about what you want, because it's like if we don't make it crystal clear to the universe what we want, like the universe doesn't really know what to give back to us, which is once again about communicating clearly. So you got to communicate clearly with the universe about what that is. You know, what does it taste like? What does it look like? What does it feel like? What does it smell like? You know, what are all the descriptions of it, you know? And this doesn't mean that you're being too picky and that you're being too particular or anything like that. That's not what it means. It just means that you know what you want and you're not going to settle for anything less than what you want. And that is what it comes down to. If you leave things a little bit too aloof and too open-ended, you may not get what you want, and you wind up getting something else that's completely weird and not what you were asking for at all. So get very clear in your communication, I feel like, in your prayer time about what it is that you want in the meantime, and be assertive with it. You know, if other people around you tell you, you know, you're being too picky, your standards are too high or whatever, you know, you should just settle. Like, never listen to anyone who tells you to just settle, number one. Like, that's probably the dumbest advice ever on the planet. It's much better to hold out for the best of the best than to just settle for anything. You know, good things come to those who wait, you know. The things that are the best in life takes a lot of time and sacrifice and patience and all the other kind of stuff. So be assertive, you know, don't give up on it, because a year from now is a long time from now. You know, you got to go through fall and winter and spring and summer all over again before you can get to it. And there's a lot of ups and downs and a lot of things that you may go through between now and then that may kind of tire you out. So you got to make sure that you stay assertive in what you're doing. So I do feel like overall the answer is yes. It's going to take a little bit of time, but you're going to get there. We also have some messages here from the Sacred Creators Oracle. I decided to pull a few cards from there too, just to give us a little bit of extra 411, even though we already have the yes answer. This just might add a little bit of information, whatever it is we need to know. So we have Creator Air. So for one, whenever I see air, or, you know, like one of the elements pop up, the first thing it always says to me is, you know, you could be an air sign. If you're asking about a particular person, they could be an air sign. You guys could both be air signs. There could be some kind of air sign connection in general. The other thing that it tells me is, since, you know, air energy is very much about being in our thoughts, being in our head, that kind of thing, it could also mean that you guys need to use your thoughts powerfully and wisely, because our thoughts are kind of what create our life. You know, our thoughts is where it all begins. Our thoughts is where it creates the way we feel, and that ultimately affects our the words that come out of our mouth and the actions that we decide to take, and so on and so forth. It's a snowball effect. So I feel like this is saying that your thoughts are very powerful. Wow, you guys have like more elements coming through here too, which is crazy. You also have Creator Water. So if you're not an air sign, or they're not an air sign, and maybe someone's a water sign here, it could be confirming that. And water energy is also emotions. It is our emotions, basically. So I feel like, you know, your thoughts and your emotions are definitely tied in together. Like I said, our thoughts help shape our emotions and how we're feeling. So just like your thoughts are very powerful, your emotions are very powerful here too. So pay attention to those. And you guys have one more element, crazy enough as it is. I don't know why this group in particular is just getting elements, but maybe there's just a lot of stuff happening in your chart. I don't know. You got Creator Fire. So maybe you're a fire sign, or maybe they're a fire sign. But there's definitely some fire energy in here as well. Fire energy is also passion. It's being driven. You know, it's someone who's very determined and that kind of thing. So I feel like, once again, whatever it is this thing is that you asked about, your yes or no question, like I said, considering it is going to be a year from now, it's going to take some time to get there. I feel like this passion, this fire, this drive that you have inside of you is going to be very important. It's going to be the thing that is going to help push you through, because I don't think it's necessarily going to be all butterflies and sunshine and roses and everything just coming up all perfect the entire year. I'm sure there are going to be good moments. It's not like it's going to be torture the entire time. I'm sure there are going to be moments where you feel strong and you feel confident, but in those weak moments, you're probably going to need some of that fire to push you through in those times. That's the stuff that's going to keep you being assertive, basically. And then we have befriend the word polarize. So polarizing is basically kind of something that's almost like shocking, you know. It's something that's a little bit shocking to the system. It's something unusual. It's something unexpected. It's something that steps outside of the norm, you know. So I feel like whatever it is, maybe here that you asked about, it could be something rather polarizing. It could be something that most people wouldn't think of, that most people wouldn't expect or anticipate. Which once again, I feel like is why you need a lot of this fire and passion. It could be why you have a lot of these elements coming through in general, because you kind of may need to put all the elements together. The only one that you're really missing here is earth, but I'm just going to say, hey, let's go ahead and throw earth in there too, because with all this other stuff going on, it's probably going to be a good idea to stay grounded, and that's what the earth does. It's a very grounding kind of energy. But yeah, I feel like whatever it is that you asked about, it's probably something like pretty big, like that would be pretty shocking, like almost kind of like a miracle kind of situation. So that's why I'm saying over the next year, you may get resistance against it from external circumstances, whether it's just like life and situations or other people or whatever it is. So it's going to be important to stand your ground, stay assertive, wait for that perfect timing, because there is going to be that opportunity that's going to open up. So finally, you guys, I have a card here from Loving Words from Jesus, because in my opinion, a Bible verse a day helps keep the bad vibes away. And you guys got, your heavenly Father knoweth that you have a need for all of these things. Matthew 6:32. So once again, I feel like whatever this polarizing type of thing is that you asked about, it is a need of yours, and it's a perfectly legitimate, understandable need. I feel like it's something that, you know, God understands that you need, that this isn't just like some crazy desire, some crazy want. You know, there's a difference between wants and needs, obviously. Wants are more like luxuries, like, hey, you know, like let's say you need a car, for example. Like, you can want to have a Maserati, you can want to have an Aston Martin or a Lamborghini or whatever fancy ass car there is out there, but just because you want it doesn't mean you're going to get it. What you do need is transportation. You need wheels. You need something that's going to work. And that doesn't mean it has to be a junker. That doesn't mean it has to be, you know, a 20-year-old car or something like that. It can be something brand new, or it could be something slightly used and still be a nice and decent car. It could still be a decent brand and everything. It can still come with, you know, nice features and that kind of stuff, but that's more so a need rather than the want of like all the fancy bells and whistles and extra add-ons and that kind of thing that you may not necessarily need. But whatever this is, I feel like it is a need. God understands it's a need. He'll bring that need to you because he knows it's necessary and it is a need. So anyways, that's basically what I see going on for you guys in regards to your yes or no answer. Like I said, final answer on this I am saying is a yes. And I hope that this message resonated and made sense for you. If the message did not flow, of course, just let it go. But if it did make sense, please let me know and leave a comment down below. I would love to hear from you. And please also give this video a big thumbs up. That helps me out a lot too. Feel free to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you know of future videos when they are on the way. And also so you know when I'm going live, because whenever I go live, you will get the notification for it, and I would love to have you guys for it. Like I said, Mondays, Fridays, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. I will see you there. Private readings are open and available too. As I said at the start of this video, all the information that you need to know on lives and private readings is all in the description box down below. So I am just so incredibly grateful and thankful that you guys decided to stop on by and hang out here with me today. It definitely warms my heart and means the world to me. So I hope you guys have an amazing day. Keep sparkling. I am sending you lots of hugs and much love. Hi, Pile 2. If you chose this beautiful crescent moon that I believe is probably an angel or quartz of some sort, then this is going to be the reading for you to find out yes or no to the answer to your question. All right, I'm going to put our little moon over here. And the first card we're actually going to start off with here is from Spiritual AF. And this is kind of long. I'm going to read it to you guys. But I think this is more so kind of like a game deck in a sense. But I randomly came across it at Barnes & Noble. And I just thought it was super cool with like the advice it has on it. And it's kind of like no nonsense, straight to the point inspiration. And I figured why not include one of these at the start of every pile today. So I'm just going to go ahead and read this. It says, "You're not going to find anything worthwhile snooping around your ex's Insta or Facebook or Snap, whatever the F." I'm not going to say the actual word, although I would love to, but I'm not going to just because it's YouTube. They're your ex for a reason. Ask yourself what you're looking for from them and see if you can give it to yourself. You almost always can. They can say a little prayer. Then say a little prayer for all the lumpy, bumpy, broken hearts in the world, especially your own. Double brownie points if you can manage one of your ex's hearts too. Okay, time for bed now. Okay, well, it's not time for bed because it's still daylight outside, but that's always good advice, you know, especially if you're clinging on to someone that you shouldn't. It doesn't even necessarily have to be like a romantic ex. It could also be like an ex-friend or something like that too. So take it as it resonates. And on the back it says, "Get off your ex's page, say a prayer, and go the F to sleep." So sometimes we just need some straight up advice like that. Something straight to the point. All right, so there we go. Not every ex is a good thing. You know, not every ex is a twin flame. If it's a twin flame, it might be a little bit of a different story, but not every ex is a twin flame. Some of them are karmic, icky, disgusting partners. Okay, so anyways, we have some cards here from the Angel Oracle and the Angel Answers Oracle deck. And I know in this deck they have a lot of like yes or no, sometimes some timing related stuff. So I figured this would be the perfect deck for this type of question. And even if you don't get a straight up yes or no in the cards itself, I'm sure that, you know, by just putting it together here, we'll probably get a pretty crystal clear picture on whether it is a yes or no, what it leans towards. So we have improving health. If you believe, let go, there's something better, it's up to you, and get more information. Okay, so overall, as I'm seeing the cards here in front of us, I feel like the straight up yes or no ultimate answer is yes, but under certain conditions. So I feel like for you guys, it's funny because you got this card first here about the ex situation coming out. For some of you guys, you could be like asking about an ex. I feel like the answer is if you want to get back together with your ex, the answer is probably no. But in terms of like you finding your happiness and like moving on with your life and still like finding love, the answer is yes. So I know that's kind of complicated, but let me get into this. And it doesn't even necessarily have to be like the ex love interest. It could be like an ex friend. I feel like there's a former energy of something that you're holding on to, that's preventing you from moving forward towards your ultimate happiness, is what it comes down to here. Because whatever it is that you're dreaming of, whatever it is that you're desiring, like let's say, once again, but going back into the love scenario, let's say what you're desiring is a healthy, loving relationship with somebody. And, like that's your ultimate dream, that's your ultimate desire. I feel like basically what God is saying is that, yes, you can have that. That's where the yes comes in. If you believe that you can find a loving, worthwhile, equally shared relationship with somebody, you can have that. You can get there if you believe it to be. Like if you just sit there complaining and maybe holding on to the past and holding on to like bitterness and resentment and all these other kind of issues, it's not going to happen. But if you believe in the good stuff, if you believe in the possibilities, if you believe in miracles, if you believe in positivity, if you believe in God, basically, if you believe in all the good things, it can happen. But the catch-22 is, it is up to you. You're the only one who can do your believing for you. No one else can do the believing for you. No one can have hope for you. No one can have faith for you. I may be able to sit here and pull cards and give you some insight and give you some answers from that standpoint, but I can't do the work for you. I can't believe this for you. And neither can your friends, neither can your family. No one can. We are each and every one of us are responsible for our own beliefs, for our own faith, for our own lives from that standpoint. It's wonderful to have encouragement. It's wonderful to have support and assistance. But at the end of the day, all of that means nothing if we don't put in the work ourselves. So it is up to you. It is up to you to do your own believing. If you're like binge watching on readings and that kind of thing, then it's probably because you're not doing your own believing. It's probably because you're so desperate, in a sense, to hopefully get the believing from the reading that it doesn't work. Like it may work for like a few minutes, like after you've, had the reading and you're just like, oh, I feel so much better. That makes sense and everything. But then like an hour later, you're kind of like controlled by your emotions in a sense. And that's the thing. If we are controlled by our emotions, we're going to be a constant yo-yo. You have to get deeper than your emotions. You have to get deeper than what's happening in your soul and get deeper into your spirit. In your spirit, that's where you're going to find God. Your soul is just your mind, your will, your emotions, like your own mess. And that's unstable. That's fickle. Emotions are fickle. Feelings are fickle. That stuff can change all the time. You got to get deeper. You got to get deep into yourself. And that is where it turns out being up to you. And that's where you find your own belief. I mean, heck, even if it is with the ex, maybe it could happen with the ex. But once again, it's up to you if you believe. Like if you sit there and you're holding on to bitterness and resentment towards that person and you're holding things over their head, that's not really you believing that things can improve with that person. So all the bad stuff, all the icky stuff, you gotta let it go. All of it. All the doubt, all the fear, all the unbeliefs, all the bitterness, all the resentment, all the negative stuff that is not helping you and that is pulling you down, you gotta let it go. Even if this is like dealing with an ex, for example, you have two choices here. You either let go of the ex completely and you walk away from them so you can let love in that's new elsewhere, that's gonna be healthy, that's gonna be good, that's gonna bring in the dreams that you want to live, or you let go of all the pain revolving around this person, so it at least leaves an opportunity for them to come back in a more healthy and whole and better way, in a new way, in a way that's actually going to make this relationship work. But it requires letting go of some stuff. And, I feel like for this group, you're probably you haven't been letting go. You got to let go. You got to start believing. You got to do it for yourself. You're the only one who can. And I feel like by doing that, that's going to help improve your health. Because when we're like down on these things, when we're depressed, when we're filled with fear and anxiety and stress, it is not good for our health. We wind up having sleepless nights. We wind up having worries and nightmares and all this other kind of stuff. We wind up having headaches and all kinds of things. You wind up becoming a magnet for illness. It drags your immune system down. So, if nothing else, do this for you, because you don't want to like drag your own health down. So if you start believing, if you start letting things go, you're going to notice an improvement in your health. So with get information and there's something better, well, first of all, you have to realize that, if things are not where you want them to be right now, it's because there's something better out there. Which means one of two things. Either number one, there could be someone else better for you out there than this ex that you've been hanging on to. And I know I've been talking a lot about the ex situation and the romance situation. It may not even be a romantic situation. It could be, for example, on the flip side, it could be like a toxic work environment. Maybe there's a toxic work environment that you gotta leave. Maybe that's the ex, an ex-employer or something like that. There could be a better job out there for you, a better friend, a better significant other. Whatever it is, there's something better out there than the stuff that you've been holding on to that you gotta let go. And if you really are meant to have this friend or this relationship stay in your life, then it will come back to you. It's going to be a healthier and better version of it. If it doesn't, there's going to be someone or something else as a whole that's new that's going to come in that's going to be better for you. And then with get more information, I feel like you guys just need to kind of like buckle down and spend more time in prayer. That doesn't mean like buckle down and binge watch on more readings to get your information. I feel like you guys need to start getting your information outside of readings, outside of external stuff, outside of affirmations from friends and family. Start getting it from within, because it's like I said at the start of this card pull for you guys, your mind, your will, your emotions, that stuff is all you. That's all your soul. That's not necessarily where all the answers are. The answers are deeper than that. You have to go deeper, into your spirit. That's where the depths of everything are. That's where God is living. God doesn't live in your soul. He lives in your spirit. There is a difference. We are very multi-layered, multi-dimensional beings. So, it's like an onion, you got to peel the layers, and that one is at the deepest. That one's at the core of your spirit. So I feel like that's where you need to get more information. That's like basically where your highest self is. That's where God is. That's where all that information is. So instead of like hitting up readings or getting advice from friends or something like that, the best thing for you may be to just like meditate and pray. And I know that can be really hard. And I know that that's not an easy thing to do, but that is probably what is going to be most beneficial for you guys. So it will help you let go of what doesn't need to be there. And it will help you to actually believe for yourself that it'll be you. You're the one who's going to be doing the believing for you. And the next thing you know, you're going to start seeing your situation improve, and you can actually get to what you want. So, if, like I said, if you want like a particular outcome here where you want a relationship to work out, or you want like love and to succeed in that, or you want like this particular job to work out or something, the only way it's going to happen is for you to do the work. So I feel like it's kind of like, it's a yes on certain conditions. It's a yes with work being put in it, is the best way I can describe it. I also have some Sacred Creators Oracle cards here for you guys. And these are just going to give us a little bit of extra information, a little bit of extra 411 on what we already have happening here. So, which there already seems to be a lot happening here, but let's find out what else is happening. We have light in the unexpected. So, I feel like a lot of you guys right now may be feeling like you could kind of be in a dark place, because this is kind of like a darker energy that's coming through with all this like burden and anxiety and that kind of stuff that you guys are holding on to that needs to be let go. But there is light in the situation. You got to start letting the light in, and the best way to do that is by letting go. That way then you guys can find your own light within, because you do have it. You do have it there. And it may be in unexpected places that you may not have thought of before, that you may not have ever entertained. So you never know what might happen. Then we have you, the muse. So I feel like this is basically saying that be your own muse, in a sense, that there may be some self-love that needs to happen here, because when someone is your muse, it's like they are your inspiration for whatever it is that you're doing. They are your muse for whatever it is you're creating. And in some ways, I feel like you guys need to find a little bit of self-love here and be your own muse, in a sense. This goes back to like getting more information, in a sense, from going within, getting more information from going within your spirit, spending that time in prayer, spending that time in meditation. That's the best way to go about it. That's where you're going to really be getting in touch with your own higher self. Your higher self sees you as your own muse. Then we have changes. So I feel like another reason why this has been kind of difficult here is because you guys are going through a lot of changes right now, that this is probably a time of transition. It's not the easiest. I understand. I've been there myself. But I feel like these changes are for the better. It's for the good, you know. There's something better right here. So something better is on its way. But it's not going to be able to come to you until you let go and you start basically doing your own believing, whether that means somebody else comes in who's better for you, or this person comes back, but it's like a renewed, better version of what it was before. But there's definitely changes happening. It's not going to be the same way as it was when you left it. And we also have you are living poetry. So it's interesting here. I feel like you are living poetry and you, the muse, kind of goes hand in hand. So one thing that may actually help you guys, like you may be sitting here kind of stuck like, well, how do I do this? How do I go deeper into my own spirit? Like, I'm not good at meditating. I'm not good at just like spending time on my own, going within and praying and that kind of thing. And I get that that is a struggle. It is a struggle to basically sit still, is what it comes down to here. But I feel like something that may help you guys is maybe just start writing. Maybe start writing. There could be like an inner writer inside of you. And it's kind of like if you just start writing, you could be your own muse in a sense with what it is that you're writing. And it'll basically be kind of like poetry in a sense. It doesn't have to rhyme. It doesn't have to be like a haiku or something like that. But I feel like it's kind of something dealing with writing. You never know. Like you could just start writing and you could wind up doing automatic writing and it could just hit you out of nowhere. That's recently happened to me, and I never used to be that kind of person. Like, I had a situation recently where it's like I was woken up in the middle of the night, basically, out of something that I just felt like I just had to start writing, and I just did. I just started writing, and I didn't know where it was coming from, but it was just flowing out, and it was helpful. So you may need to do something similar like that. But that could be a way that you wind up gaining more information, that you wind up letting go of some things and start having that strength to stand up firm enough to do your own believing in the situation. So, so like I said, overall, I feel like the answer here, it is a yes, but it's like a yes under certain conditions. There is some work that needs to be done in order for you to get to where you want to go here. There's stuff that needs to be let go of and new things that need to be held on to in order to get to where you want to go. So it's yes with some work. Finally, you guys, I have a card here from Loving Words from Jesus, because in my opinion, a Bible verse a day helps keep the bad vibes away. And you guys got, let not your heart be troubled, neither let it be afraid. John 14:27. So basically this card is saying, fear not. Have faith, not fear. And I feel like you guys have kind of been living in a lot of fear lately. There's been a lot of anxiety happening here, which is some of the stuff that probably needs to be let go. You could even be listening to this reading like fearing, like with the whole, oh, drop your ex kind of thing. You could be fearing, but that's my twin flame. I don't want to let go of him. That's not the message I'm trying to deliver here. I'm trying to deliver to let go of the negative stuff surrounding that situation. If the person in reference here truly is your twin flame, if they truly are your perfect match, they're going to come back and it's going to be better than what it was before, is the point. But you got to let go of the karma. You got to let go of the crappy stuff. You got to let go of the fears and the anxieties. So don't let your heart be worried or troubled by those things. Have faith. That's going to come from something you guys start figuring out within, which we already talked about here, but it's definitely possible. So that's basically what I see going on for you guys. I know that was kind of like a challenging message to receive. It felt challenging to deliver, honestly, but sometimes the challenging ones are going to happen, but those are probably the ones that need to be heard the most, because that's where there can be the most amount of change for good things, for positive things. So anyways, if the message did not flow, of course, just let it go. But if it did make sense, please let me know and leave a comment down below. I would love to hear from you. Please also give this video a big thumbs up. That definitely helps me out a lot too. Feel free to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you know of future videos when they come out and arrive. And also so you guys know when I'm going live, because whenever I go live, you will be notified of that too. And like I said at the start of this video, lives are Mondays and Fridays at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and private readings are open and available too. So like I said, any and all information that you need on private readings, live readings, and anything else basically is in the description box down below. So I am just so incredibly grateful and thankful that you guys decided to stop on by here and spend some time with me today. It definitely warms my heart and means the world to me. So I hope you guys have an amazing day. Keep sparkling. I am sending you lots of hugs and much love. Hi, Pile 3. If you chose this white and black speckled tower, then this is going to be the reading for you to find out yes or no to the answer to your question. All right, we're gonna find out what is happening here. All right, so the first card we're gonna look at, it's actually from this deck called Spiritual AF. I'm just gonna go ahead and read this to you guys. Spiritual AF is more kind of like, I feel like it's more like a game kind of deck or whatever. I found it randomly at a Barnes & Noble, but I thought it was super cool because it gives like really cool advice, and it's very much so like matter of fact, to the point, very blunt. So I figured it would be fun to include one of these just as a good little message at the start of the reading. So you guys have, keeping it positive won't insulate you from having emotions and needing to evolve. You're not going to spiritual your way out of hitting the next layer of wounds to heal. So many of us make the mistake of thinking we'll arrive and that'll be that with the life lessons and shit. Personal growth is more like peeling an onion, like climbing a mountain. It gets stinkier and stinkier, and you cry more, but everything gets juicier the deeper you go. The true spiritual badasses don't pretend like their onions don't stink, which is very true. Many, many layers. So on the back it says, stop trying to skip the effing struggle. I would say the actual word, but I don't want to get in trouble on YouTube. So anyway, yeah, that's very true. A lot of the times, sometimes we can try and stop up the flow of our own go. So don't do that. Keep going. Even if it's difficult, you know, when you get to the top of that mountain, it's going to be pretty damn epic and spectacular to check out. So, all right. So you guys have some messages here from the Angel Answers Oracle. And I decided to go with this deck because I know there are some straight up like yes or no answers in this deck. And there's also some timing stuff. Even if we don't necessarily get like a straight up yes or no, it's pretty easy to tell like once you put the, you know, group together here what the results are going to be. So let's go ahead and see what you guys got. We have recovery within the next few weeks. Yes. Success. Unlikely. And forgiveness. Okay. Well, that's kind of funny. It's like we almost have a mixed message going on here between yes and unlikely. So let me clarify what I feel like is going on here. Because I got really excited when I saw the yes pop up for you guys. I was like, woohoo, we have a definite yes in this group. But here's what I'm feeling. I feel like it could, I know that this is going to suck me telling you this, but it could be yes or no, depending on you. It all depends on you. This is kind of like a kind of similar message that came out for pile number 2. So if you were feeling pile number 2 at all, there could be a connection here between the two of them because there's kind of a similar vibe happening. Okay, so I feel like where you're at right now, at least, where you're at right now, you're probably in a time of recovery. So I feel like you guys have probably been through the ringer, you've been through a lot, you've been working on yourself, you've been doing the work, and that kind of thing, which I think makes sense here with why we got this card with, you know, the onions and the emotions and feeling things and all the other kind of stuff. Sometimes we just get tired of it, you know? Sometimes we just want a break. And that's perfectly legitimate and that's perfectly okay and acceptable to want that. But I feel like you guys are kind of just like in recovery mode right now through some emotional stuff that you guys have been going through. You know, you're just trying to patch up your own heart in a sense with what is going on. So life hasn't been easy. It's been difficult. Sometimes it would be nice to just like skip out on the hard stuff, but I think you guys know that you really can't because it's almost like even if you try to do that, then it's like things get even more difficult than if you just decide to go through. You got to go through. You can't necessarily go around because that's not going to work. But I do feel like you guys are kind of in this season, in this time currently where you are in recovery. Dealing with some kind of pain, some kind of heartache, something that you've been through. It could be with anything. It could be in love. It could be in your career. It could be with a friend. It could be in family. It could be with anything. But I feel like the key to your recovery here is forgiveness. Now, this is kind of a similar pattern that I saw happen in pile 2. Like pile 2 needed to let go of some stuff, and it seems like you guys do too. So forgiveness really comes down to wherever there's still bitterness, resentment, anxiety, stress, anything like that still kind of hanging around, anything that's dragging you down, anything that's negative like that, that needs to be let go of. There needs to be forgiveness, especially if somebody hurt you and upset you. And here's the thing, most of the time when people do disappoint us, I feel like in most cases, people do not disappoint us on purpose. They do not set out of their way and wake up and say, well, gee, you know, who can I hurt today? Where's my list of people that I don't like so I can just like hurt them? You know, normal people are not like the Grinch who basically wake up and look at the phone book and go, hate, 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 loathe entirely. You know, most people are not like that. Most normal people, at least. Typically, if we hurt someone or disappoint someone, it's usually not on purpose. We usually have good intentions. And I'm sure that it's probably the same way on your side of the fence too. It's like, if you hurt someone, do you usually do it because you mean to hurt them on purpose? No. Most of the time it's out of a misunderstanding. So I feel like whoever it is that you're dealing with here, it's probably something like that. So you gotta forgive them. You gotta let go of that. You gotta let go of that crap. You gotta let go of the unforgiveness and the resentment, because at the end of the day, the only person you're locking up in prison over that is yourself, not them. The other person probably isn't even aware of what they did. They're probably just living their life, ho-hum, la-di-da, whatever, everything's fine and good. So the only person you're hurting is yourself. So I feel like for a lot of you guys, you gotta let go of that. Let yourself off the hook. It's not about letting the other person off the hook. It's about letting you off the hook. And by doing that, you will make a full recovery. Now, I feel like if you don't do that, if you keep yourself locked up in that prison, basically, what you're waiting for is going to be unlikely. It's going to be unlikely that things are going to work out. It's going to be unlikely that you're going to resolve things with this person or in this situation or circumstance, that justice is not going to come. Justice is not going to be served if you're holding on to bitterness and resentment. Like, God, the universe, is basically going to look at you and be just like, well, you've kind of already made up your mind. You would rather have my phone go off. Sorry about that, you guys. My phone is like, hello, here I am. I'm going to be Edward Cullen now. But anyways, yeah, he's basically going to look at you like, oh, you've made up your mind. Like, you would rather just be miserable and all that. And he's not going to, like, assist you to get you what you want if you're going to choose to be like that. So it's time to, like, let go of the things that are no longer serving you. And that doesn't necessarily have to be a person. A lot of the times it can be our thoughts and our behaviors and our emotions. 99.9% of the time, that is what it is. So let go of that. Let go of the bitterness. Let go of the unforgiveness. Let go of the resentment. Let it all go. And that way then it won't be unlikely. But if you keep holding on to stuff, it's going to be unlikely. Now, if you do recover and forgive, your answer is an automatic yes. So that's why I'm saying I feel like the overall answer here for you guys is a yes, but it's a yes that comes with work. And once again, that's a very similar message to what I was telling Pile 2. I told them the same thing. It's like a yes, but with strings attached. Yes, but with conditions. It's the same thing for you guys. You have a choice here. You kind of are at a fork in the road. It could be one way or the other. It's unlikely if you hold on to the bitterness and the resentment and all the yucky negative stuff. It's a yes if you go into full-blown recovery mode and actually forgive and let go and, allow the good things to flow in. And if you do that, it looks like what you're waiting for could happen within the next few weeks, which is not very long. You could see it, sometime maybe in August or something work out. So definitely, I would say forgive, do the necessary work, and that way then you can see that yes happen in a short amount of time. A few weeks is not very long. And then you will have success, which is obviously what you ultimately want here. So in regards to your yes or no answer, the choice is up to you. We are co-creators here with God, is what it comes down to. Yes, God has a plan, God has a will in our lives and everything, but we're kind of in a team effort here with Him. We can either choose to work with Him or work against Him. And when we work against Him, we usually wind up having unfavorable circumstances and unfavorable emotions happening in our lives. So, He only does what He does because He loves us and because it is the best. So definitely forgive here. This is a big key word. So it's up to you. It's going to be a no if you don't put in the work. It's going to be a yes if you do put in the work. The choice is yours, though. It's up to you what you want to make that to be. We also have some cards here from the Sacred Creators Oracle. I figured it would be good just to include a few little extra messages for whatever other 411 basically that we need to know in regards to this situation. So we have follow through, and I feel like the follow through here is follow through in your recovery, follow through in forgiveness. These are the things that you need to follow through in. If you follow through with the things that are being asked of you, with the things that I feel like you guys probably know deep down inside you should be doing, everything's going to work out and everything's going to be fine. Everything's going to be good, but it's up to you. You got to follow through. You know, God helps those who help themselves. So he is going to help you, but you got to do your part, is what it comes down to here. Nobody else can do that for you. All right, I was wondering where this card went. We have Creator Earth for you guys. The reason why I was wondering where this card went is pile 1 was like crazy up with the elements. They had like all the other 3 elements, and this was the only one that they didn't get. And I was like, wow, I'm kind of surprised you guys did not get Earth because you guys got everything else. Apparently Earth was meant for you guys, and it was obviously meant for you guys for a reason, because Earth energy is a grounding kind of energy. So this tells me a couple of things. Number one, it could be confirmation that you, or maybe the person that you're inquiring about here, dealing with this question, one or both of you guys could be air signs or have like air properties within your charts. But aside from that, most importantly, Earth is about that grounding energy. It's about stability and security. And I feel like in order for you guys to be assisted in this recovery process here, you really got to ground yourself. You know, get your head kind of like out of the air there. Get your head out of that. Get less into your head space and get a little bit more grounded with your spirit, because that's going to help you, you know, buckle down, put your feet on the ground, and sort this all out. What does your soul say? So another good thing to ask is kind of like, what do you feel deep down inside? Because at the end of the day, you have the answers to this question. Yes, I could sit here and pull cards for you, whether it's, you know, in regards to this question or anything else. But at the end of the day, we all carry the answers deep down inside of ourselves. And that's probably why we kind of got like this split result here, where it's like, it's unlikely if you don't do the work, but it's a yes if you do the work. And I feel like, you know, at the end of the day, you may not have necessarily needed to even see this reading. You probably already know that. You know, and that's why I always tell people, you know, what I do here with pulling the cards and reading the cards and all the other kind of stuff, I'm not doing anything fancy or spectacular here, or anything that nobody else can do, because anyone can do this. It's just about like tapping into, you know, what your soul says, tapping into spirit, tapping into those things. It's about getting in touch with your intuition. Our intuition is a muscle. Just like you have to exercise other muscles in your body, this is a spiritual muscle. Everybody has it. Some people are, you know, more in shape with their intuition muscle than others. It just all depends. Just like there are some people out there who have flabby stomachs, and then there are some people out there who have 6-packs. It just depends how much you use the muscle. So use your intuition muscle. Ask your soul what it has to say. And then we have Soul on Fire. So Soul on Fire, it's not the same thing as like Creator Fire, which is like, you know, like that elemental fire energy. I feel like this is basically saying, do whatever sets your soul on fire. I feel like that's going to help in the recovery process as well. You know, yes, there may be some forgiveness here, but also do things that set your soul on fire. Sometimes it's hard to get into that place of forgiveness if we're just like constantly beating ourselves over the head and constantly like going over that situation over and over and over again. Sometimes it's good to step away from that and instead do things that light us on fire. Do something that you care about. Get outside of this situation for a little while. You know, like for example, you could love music, so listen to some music, make some music, you know, go take a walk outside, spend some time in nature. That's also a great time to ground yourself. Maybe you're a writer, do some writing, but there are things out there that I'm sure set your soul on fire. You know, hobbies, interests, other things that you enjoy doing, pursue those things, because that's going to help you in the recovery process. So, yeah, so like I said, you guys, basically it's kind of a split answer here. It kind of depends on what you choose to do. If you choose to not recover and to not forgive and to not do the work, it's going to be unlikely that what you're asking for is going to happen. But if you do forgive, you're going to see a massive turnaround. And it's going to be a turnaround probably within a short amount of time, within a few weeks. And yes, you will have success in what you're asking. So once again, though, choice is up to you. Finally, you guys, I have a card here from Loving Words from Jesus, because in my opinion, a Bible verse a day helps keep the bad vibes away. And you guys got, blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God. Matthew 5:9. So peacemakers, that's a good thing. Peacemakers, how does someone become a peacemaker? Oh, that's right, they forgive. You obviously cannot be at peace within yourself, and you cannot be at peace with others if you're holding on to bitterness, resentment, holding a grudge, all that nasty kind of stuff. There is no peace in that kind of stuff. So be a peacemaker. Make peace your top priority. Put your peace before yourself. Put your peace before pride. Make that the thing that you're after, because seriously, you guys, the rest is just nothing if we don't have peace in our life. You know, anything that makes you lose your peace is not worth it. So sometimes it's kind of like the whole thing of pick and choose your battles wisely. Sometimes it's better to just gracefully walk away from something and hold on to your dignity and your respect and your integrity and have peace, rather than to get down and get dirty and get into the muck of it. So definitely follow what gives you peace. Anyways, that's what I have here going on for you guys. Like I said, past couple of piles have been kind of challenging. We'll see what happens with pile number 4. So it's a journey of life. It's a roller coaster, right? Anyways, hopefully this message resonated and made sense for you. But if the message did not flow, of course, just let it go. If it did make sense, please let me know and leave a comment down below. I would love to hear from you. And also, give this video a big thumbs up. That definitely helps me out a lot. Feel free to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you know of future videos when they are on the way. And also so you guys do know when I'm going live, because whenever I go live, you will get that notification about it. And like I said, lives are Mondays and Fridays at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. So I will see you there. And like I mentioned at the beginning of this video, private readings are open and available too. And all the information that you need to know, whether it's about live readings, private readings, or anything else that you need, it's all in the description box down below. So I am just so incredibly grateful and thankful to you guys for stopping on by and spending a little bit of time here with me today. It definitely warms my heart and means the world to me. So I hope you guys have an amazing day. Keep sparkling. I am sending you lots of hugs and much love. Hi, pile 4. If you chose this blue, it looks like a blue kind of angel or quartzy kind of crystal. Like I said, I'm not 100% sure what it is, but it's got that, iridescent kind of shine to it, like an angel or quartz would, and it's blue. So I don't know, I'm just guessing that's what it is. But if you chose this one, which is still very pretty, then this is going to be the reading for you to find out, yes or no, the answer to your question at hand. So we're going to start off here with a spiritual AF card. And basically what a spiritual AF card is, I got this randomly at Barnes & Noble. I think it's more kind of like a game kind of thing. But I thought they were really neat because it is spiritual. It gives advice, but it is it's very bold, it's very blunt, it's straight to the point on what we need to know, you know, holds nothing back kind of a thing. So I figured this might be a good way to start things off, just as like a piece of advice, just as something to kind of open things up here before we launch into the straight up yes or no portion of things. So I'm going to go ahead and read this. And it says, take a moment and think about a major lesson in your life. Did your heart get broken? Did a friend betray you? Did that heartbreak teach you not to settle? Are you resilient and self-reliant now because you had to be? Think of this effed up person who taught you that lesson. Send them a cosmic thank you. Gratitude for the lesson you learned does not excuse what they did. It does help you avoid going back in for the same lesson with a new effed up person, though. So that's good information to know. And on the other side, it says you can learn a lot of good lessons from a few effed up people. And I would say the actual word, but I don't want to get in trouble on YouTube. But that is a good lesson to learn. Unfortunately, it's probably a lesson a lot of us repeat many times in our lives with different people, but you know, it happens. Let's see what you guys got though for your answers. We have the Angel Answers Oracle deck, which was what I decided to go with here for our yes or no determinations, because this deck does have like yes or no answers in it and some timing related stuff in it. We may not necessarily get a straight up yes or no card, but that doesn't mean that we can't get a general vibe or feel for what the yes or no result is just by what comes out here. So let's see what you guys have. We have reconsider, helpful people, remain positive, no, don't stop, and listen to your intuition. Okay, so I feel like, you know, the overall thing that you guys are asking for here, it could be like a very specific thing that you're asking for. And unfortunately, it seems like the answer here is no. But that doesn't mean that you can't have like your heart's desire. That doesn't mean that things can't work out and things can't go well. So let's dive into this no a little bit deeper. So it could be something very specific you're asking for, like it may not be the right time, it may not be the right person, it may not be the right conditions or circumstance, which could be why this no is coming out. So I feel like what God is asking you to do out of that no is to reconsider. Like reconsider what you're asking for, reconsider what you're asking about. Like take a deeper look at things, especially, and it's really funny because every time this is the last group obviously, and every time I have done a reading with each pile so far, eerily and creepily enough, these spiritual AF cards have somehow actually kind of tied in with what's going on here. And I didn't plan it that way on purpose. I was like, oh, this could be just like a nice little helpful message at the start and then we'll get into things. And every time there's been a tie-in. So I feel like maybe you guys have dealt with some, you know, as this card said, some effed up people who have hurt you in the past, whether it's a friend or a love interest or whatever. And maybe there's something specific you're expecting from that person or some specific outcome or a specific timing, or I feel like it's a specific kind of thing. And whatever that specific thing is, it's a no right now. But I feel like God is asking you to reconsider because, you know, this effed up person, this effed up situation, whatever it is probably not the thing that you should be considering. That there's something better out there. There's a better better conditions, better person, better timing, better something than the thing that you are asking for. And I feel like one of the ways you're going to figure that out and you're going to understand that is by the right people being around you, because we have helpful people. So not everyone around you is a effed up person. Not everyone around you is going to hurt you and betray you and all those other things. There are helpful people around you, and I feel like these helpful people, those are the ones that you need to be turning to at this time. It could be these helpful people that wind up bringing you to the desires of your heart, to that desired timing, to that desired outcome, to that desired person, whatever that desired circumstance is. But it seems like the specific thing that you're asking for right now is a no, but helpful people can help you find your yes elsewhere to what it is that you're looking for. So there are people who have your best interests at heart, who can be encouraging and supportive to you. There are people who are behind you. And the most important thing is, as you reconsider, as you connect with people who are going to help you and not hurt you, it is important to remain positive. Because sometimes we can get down on ourselves and be just like, but I really had my heart set on it being this specific way. I really had my heart set on it being this specific person, or this specific timing, or this specific that, whatever it is. But it's important to remain positive, because whatever it is that your heart truly desires and your heart truly wants, it really actually knows what's better for you than you do. So if there is something better that's going to make you even happier, like let's say, you want to get married or something, like you want to have a long-term relationship or whatever, and it's just not happening with this one person. Like maybe they're just emotionally unavailable. Maybe they're too avoidant. Whatever the situation may be. That means that there could be someone better out there for you who is not avoidant, who is emotionally whole, who is emotionally healthy and available for you. Now, this doesn't mean that you just have to settle for anyone whose interest takes an interest in you and acts healthy and whole. Like, yeah, you should be attracted to them too. It should be like a mutual thing. But I'm saying that mutual thing is out there, and you got to remain positive that it is out there. Or it could be a timing thing, Maybe it is the right person, but it's the wrong time. Maybe it's not meant to happen right now. Maybe it's going to happen 6 months from now or a year from now or something like that. And that could be maybe why the no is coming out. It could be the right person, but it could be the wrong time. And if it's the wrong time, you can't make it be the right time right now, which means you have to remain positive that the timing is going to sort itself out, and that maybe it's a timing thing that you have to reconsider. And there could be people around you who are going to be helpful to get you through the timing of it right now. So it could be a lot of different things. Like I said, it could be a person, it could be timing, it could be circumstances, whatever. I'm just using those two as an example because I know a lot of the times people have questions regarding relationships, and of course regarding around timing too. But I think it's important to remain positive and, to don't stop with that positivity. Don't stop. Don't quit. Don't give up your dreams just because you got a no about this one specific thing. Just because you have a no on this specific thing doesn't mean that God is withholding your dreams from you. It doesn't mean that he's saying that, it's like, no, I want to break your heart and make you feel miserable. That's not what God is saying. He's just saying, no, it's not the right person, or no, it's not the right time, or just, sometimes no is almost kind of like not yet, I guess you could say. It's just no for right now. This doesn't mean that it's forever. This can change. If it's no right now, it's because whatever it is that you're asking for isn't going to be good for you. It's not going to be healthy for you. You're going to be more miserable if you get what it is that you're wanting right now, or if you get that person, whoever that is. It just may not be right. So, don't be discouraged. Don't stop. Don't stop believing. All of a sudden I'm thinking of that Journey song, don't stop believing. So don't stop believing. That's where you gotta remain positive. So don't stop, remain positive. Surround yourself with people who support and believe in your dreams, who understand you, who, maybe you have friends that are there for you and they're like, yeah, I do know that this is the right person for you. Like, he is your perfect match and everything, but it's not the right time. You got to be patient. You need friends that are going to be able to help you remember that. Like, it's important to stay patient, or whatever it may be. Or if it's like a toxic person, you need friends that are going to be there for you to be helpful and say, hey, I care about you. This is a karmic, nasty situation. You got to get out of this toxicity, especially if it involves abuse or anything like that. You got to get out of it. You got to have friends who are going to have your back, who want to love you and protect you from things like that. So yeah, like, it's about reconsidering the negative. It's reconsidering what's not going to help you in this, is what it comes down to. And listen to your intuition first and foremost. And, this is ultimately the key to everything. At the end of the day, in some ways, it doesn't really matter what these cards say. It doesn't matter whether they say yes or no. It doesn't matter whether it says reconsider or don't stop or whatever. At the end of the day, in some ways, it just doesn't matter. Because I could sit here and pull cards until I am blue in the face, but at the end of the day, you guys know. You know deep down what is right for you. You know what's right. You know what's wrong. You know. I tell people all the time, what I do here, pulling cards and tapping into the intuition and all that kind of stuff, what I do here is nothing fancy. It's nothing unique. It's nothing different. Everybody has the ability to do this. Everybody has that ability because everybody has intuition. And at the end of the day, reading the cards is an intuitive thing. And your intuition, it is a muscle. It's not a physical muscle, it is a spiritual muscle. And, the only reason why mine may be stronger than maybe yours or somebody else's is because I use it on such a regular basis. I use it constantly. It's no different than if you, see somebody who has a flabby stomach and then you see someone who has a six-pack. They both have stomachs, obviously, but they both treat their stomachs differently. One person doesn't use it at all. They just pump crap into it and that's it. The other person probably eats more healthy. They probably drink a lot of water. They probably exercise and do things to take care of that stomach. So, it's all about how you use it, how you exercise it. If you never use your intuition, then you're going to feel kind of clueless and you're not going to know. But if you tap into it and you use it a lot and you develop that muscle, then in some ways it's not going to matter what the cards say. It's not going to matter what a reader says. And more importantly, if your intuition is really strong and you do get a reading, you're going to be able to tell pretty damn quick if that's something that's going to resonate for you or not. So yeah, that's the most important thing. Like, you're going to know better than anybody else. If you're listening to this pile and it doesn't resonate for you, if it doesn't click, then listen to your intuition on that. It doesn't have to. I'm not here to force people to agree with the cards. I'm here to ultimately assist you guys and to help you guys through your crap. So if it doesn't resonate, that's okay. Listen to your intuition on that. If it does hit home for you, if it does make sense and you're like, yeah, I do need to reconsider some stuff, blah, 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 listen to your intuition. At the end of the day, like I said, these answers, yes, no, and everything in between, it is in you. So we also have some cards here from the Sacred Creators Oracle card, and I decided to throw in a few of these messages just because they're not yes or no, but it's just some nice additional messages to throw on top of what we've already got going on here to maybe give us a little bit more insight, a little bit more of a perspective on the situation. So we have Your Soul Shines, which I think is beautiful. I feel like even through all the craziness and chaos and upside down stuff that you guys may be dealing with, you guys have a very sweet and special soul, and because of that, you just need to let it shine. Just shine and sparkle and radiate. You may be in a dark place, but if you're in a dark place right now, that's even more of a reason to shine. That's even more of a reason to radiate and sparkle, because people need that. The world as a whole is a very dark place, and more people need that in the world right now. More people need that light. More people need that sparkly and all that good stuff than more darkness. There's too much of that. So turn on your own inner light and let it shine. It's going to be good for you, and it's going to be good for those around you. You guys also have the now, and the now basically is in reference to present tense. And I feel like this is basically a reminder for you guys to stay in the moment. As human beings, it's very easy for us to get caught up either in the past or in the future. You know, we have this tendency to focus on one or the other. We're living in the past or we're living for the future. And it's very hard to stay in the moment. It's very hard to stay in the present moment. But I feel like this is a reminder for you guys to do that. If you guys are able to stay probably a little bit more present, it may help you through this process here of this stuff that you're dealing with. We also have manifesting and doing. So a part of the manifestation process is action, basically. You know, it's good, of course, to pray and to go within and to set our intentions and to be thankful and all the other kind of stuff. That's great. Yes, 100% having faith is a part of it. You know what they say, faith, faith without works is dead, and it's like the opposite way too. You know, works without faith is dead too. So they kind of go hand in hand. You know, if you're just all faith, but you're not doing anything, you're not going to see anything happen. But at the same time, if you're just like working hard and you are taking action, but you're not having any faith behind it, you're kind of just like blah about it, you're not going to see anything happen either. You got to put the two together, you know. So as you are praying and having faith, make sure you're putting actions behind what it is that you want to do. So that's going to help you too. And then we have lead your metamorphosis. So, you know, we have like a butterfly here on this picture. So I feel like you guys may be kind of in this weird, wormy, yucky stage right now because, you know, almost kind of like, I don't know what it is I was going to say. But it's kind of like, you know, you guys are like the caterpillar, but you're not quite the butterfly yet either. You guys are basically in the cocoon. You're in the cocoon stage. You're not a caterpillar anymore, but you're not quite a butterfly. And when a caterpillar is in that cocoon, it literally kind of turns into like a liquid. It's like a really disgusting process, them transforming into a butterfly. And this is why they're in a cocoon, because it's so gross and it's so nasty. That's why they kind of have to like be hidden and go within, and it's like this individual process that only they can go through. And you guys may be kind of in that right now. You guys may be in the cocoon. You may be all liquid and gross and nasty, but you're going through a change. You're going through a metamorphosis here. You guys are becoming your very own personal, beautiful butterfly in your life. By the time you get on the other side of this, you're going to see something amazing and beautiful be birthed into your life. So don't be afraid to go through the changes you're going through right now. Don't be afraid to go through the transformation. Even though it's difficult and it's hard, oh my gosh, when you guys get on the other side of this, it's going to be so beautiful. It's going to be so amazing. And your mind is just going to be blown. Your mind is going to be blown by all the good things coming your way. So, yeah. But yeah, that's kind of what I have here for you guys. I do have a Loving Words from Jesus card here too. But in regards to all of this stuff here, I would say, you know, unfortunately, the answer is like a no, or kind of like a not yet as of right now. But that doesn't mean that you guys can't have your dreams come true. That doesn't mean that, you know, things still can't work out. It just may not be the right person, or it may not be the right time. But there are certain things that you can do to still get to the goals and the dreams in your heart. Now, finally, from Loving Words from Jesus, because in my opinion, a Bible verse a day helps keep the bad vibes away. You guys got. Your faith hath saved you. Go in peace. So, once again, faith and having peace really go hand in hand so much with one another. When we are in faith, when we do have faith, when we are hoping for better days, we have peace. It's like when we've lost our faith, we don't have peace. Those things kind of go hand in hand. And I mentioned this, I think it was in the last pile as well, regarding peace. Peace is so important. Because if you've lost your peace, it's like nothing else is worth it. It's like sometimes you have to pick and choose your battles. You could choose to go to war with somebody over something, and sometimes it's just not worth it. Sometimes our peace and our integrity and just our own peace of mind is so much more important. So I would say if you guys are going to follow anything, if you guys are going to chase anything in your life, don't chase a person, don't chase an outcome, don't chase a timing, don't chase a particular job or anything like that. Chase peace. Chase what gives you peace, because if you're chasing down what gives you peace, you're going to have the right timing. You're going to have the right person. You're going to have the right job. You're going to have the right everything because you made peace the priority. So follow and chase peace. That is the best thing you can do. Anyway, that's basically what I have going on for you guys. Hopefully this message resonated and made sense. But of course, if the message did not flow, just let it go. If the message did make sense, though, please let me know and leave a comment down below. Also, please give this video a big thumbs up. That definitely helps me out a lot too. Feel free to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you know of future videos when they are on the way. And it'll also tell you guys whenever I'm live because you'll get a notification on that too. And like I said, lives are every Monday and Friday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And like I said previously too, private readings are open and available as well. So as I said at the start of the video, all the information you need to know on lives and private readings are all in the description box down below, as well as any other information that you would need to know. And I am just so incredibly grateful and thankful to you guys for stopping on by here and hanging out with me for a little bit today. It definitely warms my heart and means the world to me. So I hope you guys have an amazing day. Keep sparkling. I am sending you lots of hugs and much love.